Hello everyone. In this today's video lecture, we are going to see MVC framework, that is Model View Controller Framework. Now first we will have an overview of this particular framework, and then we will see one practical implementation using NetBeans IDE, and Java class file for this MVC framework. Let's move ahead. Now as you can see here, the MVC framework, there are three components: model, view and controllers. We will see one by one what these components are. Now actually it is a software architectural pattern. Now this architectural pattern divides the main software by any web application into three components, three modules. So these modules are: first one is model, second one is view, third one is controller. Before moving on to the architectural components, architectural pattern of this MVC framework, let's see one simple example. One particular customer goes to a hotel, a very famous hotel. He looks into the menu card and he decides one particular dish to be ordered. Okay, so the waiter arrives at him. He takes the customer's order. He also notes down the specification in which format or the way the customer wants that particular dish to be prepared. Then that waiter goes to out of n number of chefs which are there in that particular hotel. He goes to the particular chef who is specialized in preparing those kind of dishes, who is having that particular expertise. Okay, and then the chef he takes that order and he uses his expertise and knowledge to prepare that particular dish. So even chef uses his gadgets or modern tools to prepare that dish. He prepares, he decorates very nicely, and he gives back to the waiter, and waiter will deliver it to a particular customer. Now here chef does not know which particular customer has ordered that particular dish, as well as even it's a duty. Now it's a duty of the waiter to deliver it to the particular customer out of n number of customers, and it's a duty of the waiter only to select out of n number of chefs to which particular chef this order has to be taken. Now here, out of these three components, the customer who has arrived at that particular hotel with his specification, with his demands, is nothing but a client. Okay, he wants a particular data in a particular format. The waiter here is nothing but acting as a controller. It controls the flow of execution. The controller knows which particular Java class the order has to be taken to. Okay, then here the model is nothing but the one who works on the business logic. MVC framework here is nothing but a software architectural pattern. There are three main logical components: the model, the view, the controller. Each of these components are built to handle specific development aspect of an application. It is going to be a scalable architecture. Scalable architecture, as the demand increases for the models, means as the demand increases for the chefs in the hotel, as the customers are arriving, means views are going to increase. The controllers, means the waiter, are going to increase. So MVC is one of the most frequently used industry standard web development framework to create scalable and extensible projects. So each of these components are built to handle specific development aspects of an application. Okay, so let's have a look at it in detail. So here model is nothing but a data related logic, data that is being transferred between the view and the controller components. Okay, remember, view is what is given, delivered to the customer, and controller is nothing but a waiter. Okay, so components uses business logic related data. Java class is written like this. Then view is nothing but a UI logic of the application. Here HTML, CSS, in HTML, CSS format the dish has been delivered to the customer. And controller is nothing but an interface between the model and view components. It acts as an interface between the model and view component who controls the flow of execution to process all the business logic and incoming requests, and manipulates the data using the model component and interacts with the view to render the final output the way it wants. Thank you. So let's start with the practical implementation of MVC framework. We'll create here new project. using NetBeans IDE. Okay, Java web application. Next, we will give the name as contact details or contacts details to be stored in database or somewhere. Contact details, let's say contact details 1. Okay, next we'll use here Glassfish server. Next, you can see a Java Enterprise Edition 7 web version. It is using. It's creating a new project. So here the MVC framework, out of the MVC framework which we want, we will select here struts 2. Finish. So let's start with that. We'll create here new JSP page. Okay, I'll just give the name as index.jsp or hello.jsp. Okay, so I'll just give the name as hello.jsp. Once we have created this page, you can see inbuilt there are lot many things which are available, like title, head, body, h1 tag and all. When we run this, we will get on the browser, default browser. Here we have selected is Google Chrome, and when we will run this, we will get hello world. Okay, so that means our Glassfish server is running fine. Okay, so let's start with our implementation part. First we will create one user interface page, okay, in JSP. So we'll have the h1 as contact information. After this, we will inside the body part. Before that, we will just have import all the struts related tag using struts tag libraries. So we'll just go ahead with this struts tag libraries. URI is equal to struts tags, and we will give the prefix to it as s. Okay, the prefix is given as s. So now after this, we'll just have s form action. Once we click on the submit button, it has to go to some particular page, right? Or it has to perform some action. So that action part I am just keeping it empty, because right now I don't know which action or which page I have to invoke, right? So I'll just put that as empty. Then we will go ahead with the text field. And name to that particular text field is given as, let's say, first name, first. Okay, name. Label, I will give it to it as label is equal to first name. Okay, similarly we will just copy this. We want last name also to be incorporated. Control C, Control V. Text will name last name, and I'll just give the name to it as last name. After this, we'll have some more fields to be added. Let's say we want mobile number or cell number information to be added, cell number. Okay, and I'll just give the label to it as mobile number. After this, we will have the website details. Okay, so I'll just Control V again, and I'll just put here website. website, and I'll just give the name to it as label as homepage. After this, we'll just have the birth date, as text field, name is equal to or birth date, label is given to it as birth date. Right. I can close it here only. No need to write specifically end of as text field. Then we will have the submit button as small s, because we have given the prefix here as small s. So we'll just give here s as submit value is equal to add contact, and alignment I can give it to it as center. Okay, and then I'll just close this as form. Right, and the action name which I am going to give it after the pressing onto this particular submit button, it has to invoke some particular action. So I'll just give the action as add. Okay, just let's run this file. Let's see how it looks. So let's run this particular project. Let's run only this particular file. We'll run this file and we will see, have a look at this. File name is hello.jsp. See, it's giving auto suggestions, and we have got this web page. So now let's move ahead. We will add some more contents to it. Now before writing this, we will go ahead with, now this is our view part, right? We have created a JSP file. Now let's create new action support based action class, Java class. Okay, so I'll just give the name to it as contact action. Okay, so I have created this action support based action class. Now we will add the contents to it, right? So this is a Java class. Now what's the benefit of having the action support based action class is that when you click on the submit button, based on that action will be invoked, it will go to the struts.xml file, which is nothing but a controller in this particular project, right? We will have a look at the struts.xml file contents later on. First let's write this Java class file. Now here when we create this action support based action class, it automatically imports this or import com.opensymphony.xwork2.action support. Let's write the member variables of it. So what were our variables? The first one was one more thing here, we are taking all the member variables to be private. So private string, we were having first name, right? Then we were having last name, then we were having our email ID. Let's have a look at it, how we have written. It is not email ID, we have not entered into this. We will just give here email ID also. So we will just add here as a text field, name is equal to email, label is equal to, just give the name of email ID. Okay, and I'll just access it over here. So we'll just have here email ID, the same names you have to give, whatever you have given in hello.jsp page. Then we will here it should be email, then cell number, then cell number. Okay, we have taken here cell number, then website, along with it we have birth date, right? So birth date data type is date. Okay, so we will have something else for that, that is private date, birth date, private date, birth date. We will just create the getter and setter methods for this. So insert code, we will have the getter and setter for this, and we will get the things. Okay, before that you can see there are the date is not accessed over here. Why? Because see here it is giving me error. So when we press alt enter, it is giving me auto suggestion that you have to add import for java.util.date. I have added it. Now the error has gone. Now just invoke those getter and setter properties, getter and setter methods. Okay, we will just add those things and it will automatically add all the getter and setter methods. Now here there is by default one method called public string execute. We'll just return success over here since the return type is string, right? Okay, once this is done, let's write our controller, that is struts.xml and web.xml file. Okay, so let's move on to our struts.xml file. So let's go to the contact details one. Here struts.xml file is there. So this class, this .xml file does the mapping. Okay, it maps the information from one file to another. It takes a particular action. On the basis of that particular action, it will invoke a particular Java class. So what we'll write here, when the action name is equal to, what was the action name here? It was add, right? So we will add here, if the action name is equal to add, then it has to invoke that particular class. Which is that class? Contact action.java, right? So contact action, right? And if the result, when it is going to return the result as success, then it has to invoke one particular file, right? So since here we are returning the result as success, it has to invoke a particular file. So which file it has to invoke, that we don't know. So just let it be. We will keep it empty. So have you understood how we are doing the mapping over here? We are having the action name as add, which we have taken from here. Action name is equal to add. Once this action add is invoked, it has to go to this particular Java class. This is our contact action Java class, and then it has to, once if contact action.java returns success, here the result can be anything, right? If some condition is not satisfied, you can return failure also. Okay, if the result, as per the result, here I am taking by default result name is equal to success, then it has to go to one particular JSP page. Now let's say I will just give the same page where the information has to be displayed. So I'll just give here, if the result name is going to be success, then it has to go to hello.jsp file. Okay, so this is our struts.xml file. One more file we need to modify over here is, go to the configuration files, go to the web.xml, and here welcome file, instead of hello world.jsp, what is the file, welcome file that we have created? That is hello.jsp. So I'll just write here hello.jsp. That's it. We don't have to do any other changes. Okay, now what we have done, we have taken the input page, Okay, so this was our input page. Okay, we have written the action support based action Java class. We have written the controller.xml, struts.xml and web.xml. We have written model, that is contact action.java. Now we need to deal with the hello.jsp, that is user interface. So once it returns the success, then it has to go to a particular JSP for returning back the result. So we are going to write that. Okay, so let's start with it. So I just want to display the entire information, contact information in let's say tabular format. So I'll just use the tabular format. Okay, after this I'll just write table tag. I'll just use the table tag. Okay, table, I'll just give the border as border is equal to 2. Okay, and then I'll just give table row. Table row, inside that I'll just give the table header, right? Table header. Table header, I'll give the different whatever entities I have taken. Okay, whatever field names I have taken. So I'll just give here table header / end of table header. Similarly that we will have add all the things. Okay, so I'll just copy this, Control C. Okay, so first one is name. Table header name, table header is name. So in that it should give me first name, last name. Then the next is email. So in that it should give me email ID. Right, after that it should give me cell number. After that it should give me birth date. After that it should give me home page. Okay, right. So this is our first table row. Now next table row should display the information, right? So we will once we run this file, just have a look at this, how it is going to look. Okay, so it is going to look like this. So let's move ahead. Let's move ahead. We will add some more information to it. Okay, so next table row, in that table data. Okay, we have to write table data. So what is going to be a table data? One is S property value, that is first name, and then it has to again write this last name as well, right? First name and last name, it should merge, right? Then we have to get okay, so this is the end of first table data. Then we have to get table data for S property value. S property value is equal to email ID. Similarly, I'll just copy this. Let's check how many fields are there. First name, email ID, then we should have the cell number, then we should have the birth date, we should have birth date, then we should have the website, right? We should when we click on that particular home page, it has to be redirected to that particular page. So I'll just give here I'll just give the name as ahref. Okay, I'll just refer, just give the reference to it. So ahref, okay, ahref is equal to as property value, and here I should give here the information website, okay, the website page onto which we are going to click, and then slash. Once this is link, okay, end of slash a, right? So this as property I'll just remove here because it has been already given. Okay, so no errors, fine. I hope it works well. So I'll just close this table row after this. Okay, so it is closed. So this is our, that's it. So this is our table row. We will close the table also over here. Okay, that's fine. So I'll just try to run this project. Okay, we will run this project. We will clean and build this project, then we will, it's running, then we will deploy and we will run this project. Okay, fine. So I'll just give the name as Maheshwari. Okay, then I'll just give the name as Sharma. Okay, I'll just give the name as different name. Then I'll just give some other 94. Okay, and then I will give the name home page as https google.com, and then the birth date I'll just enter to it as 6/6/2018. okay, sorry, 6/6/1990 or 1998, and then I'll just add contact. Okay, so you can see here when I click on the link, it has gone to the google.com. That means our project is working. Thank you.